All right, guys, so this is going to be Tyler's HVAC system that we're currently looking at. We have a 70,500 BTU gas furnace with a 3-ton fan on this guy, and we are looking at a 3-ton AC coil with an 11 by 22 inches deep on this existing cold air return. They have plenty of cold air returns literally almost in every single bedroom and 2 in the main living spaces, which is awesome. Goal for this, if I can actually have you come in, Tyler, so they can see this, we do have a fresh air intake coming into the ductwork right here with an existing louver on or open and close switch. I do want to go ahead and move this entire thing over to the right. So we're going to be probably right about here at the bridge or the end of this cold air return. And then we're going to need to adjust this louver and bring it up a little bit higher. He's super tall, so it's not going to be a problem. So that's just what we're going to want to do there on this guy. And this will allow for a 4-inch filter rack to actually be put in here. The idea behind this is they would much rather prefer 4-inch filter rack just so they don't have to change it as often, a little bit better airflow and filtration overall for their system. So that's going to be the game plan on this guy. To also increase a little bit of airflow, I do want to go ahead and just put it under a base can so it can actually be elevated, and we're pulling from the base can as well as from this guy, just increasing airflow and making sure those heat exchangers as well as that coil isn't going to freeze up or get too hot for them, so it'll last them a long time. We also have 2-inch going into 3-inch on the existing exhaust and fresh air on this guy. We should be able to basically just cut from either this joint and build in a coupler and just build it back down, which will be great, but this thing will be completely elevated. I'm most likely just gonna get you guys a pre-built one. The unit itself is pretty short and we have lots of room to run with. It does change from a 17.5 wide to 20 inches on this high efficiency takeoff right here, coming from this guy to this guy. So we have talked about and discussed doing either like a 45 or maybe even some spinners to kind of direct airflow coming out a little bit stronger from there, but we've kind of diverted, correct me if I'm wrong, to kind of don't waste the extra energy or money to doing that, and the base can will be the best purpose for airflow overall. This is going to be the existing line set, which we do have 3/8 and 3/4 on this guy. It goes directly up top here and then directly out. His system is about 10 years old, guys, and it is freezing up very, very heavily. We might have some issues with the filter dryer, the TXV, or there's a clog in the existing refrigerant. So I just want to make sure when we do change that guy out, we make sure everything is cleared, do an acid flush on the existing line set, make sure everything's cleared. I have also mentioned to him if there is any actual problems within the line set, right? If there's like a tiny pinhole leak or kink that's mattered over time, right? We'd come in and take care of that, or take care of that for him under warranty. So just making sure that's listed. There was also just a little discrepancy on the wiring, but right on the thermostat wiring, guys, on the board, it just has yellow and a dark blue wire swapped for cooling. And that's literally it. I do want to cap that yellow wire and just make sure it's pushed away and just taped up so we don't have any arcing or grounding potential issues with this guy, and just clean it up overall. But that's going to be everything. Once again, 4-inch rack. And then the big thing that you guys can probably already see right here is we have the drain lines coming right in front of this filter, which of course it snags on the filter and you have to bend it up and out, with the unit being elevated by about foot and a half off the ground. That'll clear past this filter access and everything, making sure it's flush, and will just literally slide out really easy. And then for the unit being up a lot higher, we'll just come out on the right side, right, and twin it up with the existing AC. I do want a nice easy clean out though with a brush extension and a T, just to make sure it's really easy to see if there is any obstructions within this AC coil, to make sure it's well maintained so there's no issues with drainage on this guy. Overall, that's going to be everything that we're looking at doing here. And then we may or may not do a new thermostat. I haven't talked too much about that. We talked about kind of a Wi-Fi, but he does have a brand new thermostat because a technician broke the thermostat prior and put in a new one for him. So that's going to be everything that we're looking at on this interior portion, guys.